Adam's Wrath was released in 1994 for levels 5 to 7, written by Lisa Smedden, with interior art by Mark Nelson and a cover by Ralph Ruffel. The adventure is 61 pages and comes with a full-size poster map. The adventure is set in Lemortia, a domain on the core of Ravenloft. The adventure starts out with the players on a ship that crashes onto one of the small islands on the Isle of Agony. The players are stranded there and end up being killed by a trio of hags. Their bodies wash up on the coast of Lemortia and are found by Dr. Mordenheim, the Dr. Frankenstein of the Ravenloft campaign setting. The Dark Lord of the domain is Adam, Ravenloft's version of the Frankenstein's monster. Mordenheim was a brilliant scientist, and science was his religion. He was married to his wife Elsie, whom he loved very much. When they found out they could not have children, Mordenheim went to the extreme and decided to create his own. Using only the best body parts he could find and laboring for years, he finally created Adam, but it was the dark powers that gave Adam life. Adam, of course, hates his creator, turns evil and snaps and nearly kills Elsie, then flees into the night. Since then, Mordenheim has focused on nothing but restoring his wife, who lives but by a thread. The dark powers will never let Mordenheim restore her. Adam, for his part, lives like a wild beast, but yearns to live like a man. But again, the dark powers will never let him. He stays mostly on the Isle of Agony, but keeps a close eye on Mordenheim, making sure he never succeeds in restoring Elsie. Adam cannot kill Mordenheim, their life force is linked. Mordenheim feels any physical pain Adam suffers, and Adam feels the mental anguish of Mordenheim. The only way for them to truly die is both to be killed at the same time, otherwise they will just regenerate, even if they were turned into a pile of ash. Mordenheim lives at his castle on the coast, Schloss Mordenheim, constantly conducting experiments. He is ignored by the people of the domain for the most part, and he ignores them. Mordenheim is regenerating the players' bodies, but has put their brains into the bodies of flesh golems. He bargains to return their brains to their bodies, but he needs them to do a task for him. Before he can explain what the task is, Adam bursts in and attacks the heroes and kidnaps Elsie. After the attack, Mordenheim puts the heroes' brains back in their bodies, but has replaced their human hearts with a heart of a boar. Mordenheim tells them they have 3 weeks before the boar hearts fail. He will put their human hearts back after they had rescued Elsie from Adam. Mordenheim tells them that he thinks Adam has taken Elsie to one of his hideouts in an abandoned monastery. But it is winter, a bad one at that, so it will be a tough journey. On the way there, they encounter the castle of the political leader of the domain, Baron von Aubrucker. The Baron and his family have been isolated by the winter and have been infected by fleas of madness. After the heroes resolve that encounter, they will finally get to the monastery, which is now a base for Adam's children. Adam's children are flesh golems created by Adam, but do not have that spark of life that he has. So they live apart from humanity, trying to find their purpose in life. They don't serve Adam, but they do have an understanding with him and sometimes let him use their hideout as a base. The heroes end up rescuing Elsie and transport her back to Mordenheim. Mordenheim, for his part, transplants the players' human hearts back into their bodies, and he tells them of a legend of a portal that can lead the heroes back to their own world located on the Isle of Agony. The players head back to the Isle of Agony and have several encounters there. Finally, the heroes locate a series of caves that is Adam's lair. This is a dungeon crawl which ends with the players having one final fight with Adam. After Adam is defeated, the players find the portal, and it is up to the DM where the portal leads to. It can lead back to the player's home or somewhere else in Ravenloft, or hell, even someplace else in the multiverse. Adam's Wrath is a jam-packed adventure for 60 pages. There are detailed maps and encounters for Schloss Mordenheim, Baron Aubrucker's castle, the monastery, and the caves on the Isle of Agony. The start where the players are killed off will seem forced, but it does serve the story. The encounter at Baron von Aubrucker's castle doesn't fit the rest of the adventure, and does seem tacked on. The players being flesh golems for one encounter seems like a novelty as well, but the players will find it memorable. I am never a big fan of the Portal home quest, and wish there was a better reason for going back into the Isle of Agni. The domain is detailed somewhat, but its cities are not even mentioned, and you fight Adam 3 times, which is good or bad depending on your point of view. So as much as a mixed bag as Adam's Wrath is, I still would recommend it. I think in the end the positives outweigh the negatives, and Adam's Wrath is a memorable adventure. There are some things that mere mortals were never meant to know. In the domain of Lemuria, Dr. Victor Mordenheim created Adam, copying the creature together from parts of human corpses. Now, years later, Adam wants revenge. Adam wants Elsie, Victor's wife. Adam wants Victor dead. The player character's ship founders on the coast of the domain of Lemuria. A vicious storm leaves them washed ashore, cold and hungry, on the icebound Isle of Agni. Then the terror begins. The adventurers embark on a journey of fear that leads from certain doom on the frozen island to a strange new life at Skallus Mordenheim. To return home, they must challenge Adam himself and discover a portal, a gate that might lead homeward. Adam's Wrath is intended for a party of 4 to 8 characters of 5th to 7th level, carefully designed to allow a dungeon master to launch from any campaign world or Ravenloft domain. Adam's Wrath is an adventure your characters will never forget, if they survive.